Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my weight loss journey. It is the 16th of June. I am very late. The last time I posted was around the 25th of April. I'm very much further in my journey now than I would have liked to be making this update. I just didn't have the energy, or I was going through something quite difficult at the time. I haven't had the smoothest of recoveries than as I would have liked, but I will go into that today, a little bit into it today, and things that I would always recommend. If I could go through it again, I would change quite a few things as to what I've done previously. So I'm going to go through the food stages post-op today because I think that is the correct stage to go to next. So you've done your LRD for 4 weeks, you've had your surgery, you're now out of hospital, and you're thinking, oh my god, I need food. What am I going to eat? Can I eat it? Is it scary? Like, am I going to get a leak? Because that is the biggest worry. Is the food too lumpy? Have I sieved it enough? Have I blended it enough? Is it watery enough? All of those questions, or some of those questions, you're likely to have. You can eat after surgery. They will most likely give you food on your second day in the hospital. That's what happened with me. Not always the case. Again, please just go abide by the rules of your surgeon slash hospital slash nurses and your dietitian, because they will be able to give you the right sort of guidance rather than sort of completely listening to me. Yes, this is my version and what happened with me and what I did. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the same for you, but you might find some helpful tips as to how I've dealt with it. Sorry, my cat's up on my desk, so we may get a tail. Are you being needy? Are you being needy? Yeah, you see a tail. There you go. Cat. I've been away for a week, so she's extra needy when I've been away, aren't you? You're extra needy. You're gonna let the people say hi? No? Am I gonna force it? No. Okay. No. Oh, that's an awkward place to itch. Anyway, moving on. Sorry. So yeah, we'll go through the food stages, and if you have any questions about any of the food stages or how I dealt with the food stages, I will go into some depth as to things I think people could try really hard not to do, because there were some mistakes that I made as expected. Everyone's going to make something that's not quite right for them. Everyone's tolerances are going to be different. And there's the tail. I told you the tail would be there. She's needy. I won't be surprised if she deletes all of my recording. Anyway, yeah, so I started on liquids after the surgery for 3 weeks. It was boring, but it was better than Slim Fast. Oh my gosh. Come here. It was much better than Slim Fast. Slim Fast was awful. So savoury food is great. I had milk. I had yogurt thinned with milk, because you don't want to thin yogurt with water because then it would be watery. For breakfast, but again, an egg cup size was all I could manage at the beginning. So if you are only eating very little, don't panic. It's normal. I only ate an egg cup full of everything for the first 3 weeks ish. I tried to add more every week, occasionally, just to sort of push myself. But you listen to your body. Your body will tell you when you've had enough. And if you feel uncomfortable. Okay, are you going to be less annoying now if I put you down? Okay, good, she's shut down. Yeah, so just take it easy. Listen to your body. Your body knows what it needs. Just make sure you are eating, because it's really important, because you will get lightheaded. And you will get lightheaded even if you only do eat, because you're not eating the quantity that your body technically will need. At least my experience was that I did get lightheaded because I wasn't eating enough. Um, it's not just a learn, and also remember, it's not just a learning curve for yourself, but it's a learning curve for everyone around you. So they're not going to understand the level of food that you're going to be able to eat, because it's quite difficult to understand. I know my parents were both really worried at the beginning because I wasn't eating much, but I could only eat what I could eat. I'm not going to force feed myself and then be uncomfortable and potentially just have problems or end up throwing up, which is inevitable if you eat too much, especially with this surgery. So liquid stage was fairly substandard, like you can't really go too wrong. I did pick up eating a bit more. I had custard and thinned that out, and there's lots of things you can thin. You can make your own soup, but don't make too much. I know that I had some people who on my support group that said using like a making soup and putting it in a ice cube tray was pretty good, and then freezing it in that, and then you can just take out what you want and reheat it. And they're good portions. My dietitian also said, because I wasn't eating enough, to eat like 5-6 small meals a day, just at the beginning, just to be able to get that food in. Because I was getting lightheaded and it was just a bit more of a problem. But 3 weeks of liquid food, it's boring, it's dull. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say it was really fun and really easy. I got sick of it at the end, and you will. But it is what it is. If you really want to go through this surgery and you really want to lose the weight, then it's what you have to do in the end. So, however, if you don't feel that is something you can handle, maybe you need to, maybe it's not quite the right time, or you may need some extra support by going to a therapist or family support or whatever, or friends, anything. And just yeah, it's not fun, but it's only 3 weeks. There is an end to the tunnel, but it doesn't get much better at Puree stage. Puree stage, I think, for me was, in terms of the food and what you're eating, it was probably the worst, and it was the most boring. Yeah, puree stage wasn't great. I ate a lot of mashed potatoes. I had tuna, because tuna's a really good protein source. I would also suggest looking up the high protein sources for all the different things you eat. If you're a meat eater, chicken is really high in protein, and like red meat, so like beef and stuff. If you're a vegetarian, lentils are great. Eggs, milk, cheese, all of those have really good protein sources. But obviously with cheese and things, just to be aware that you don't want to eat too much, but anyway, because it's quite rich and your stomach might not be able to cope with it. So if you're going to go for cheese, go for a sort of a mild or a medium strength cheddar, just because you won't be able to deal with the richness. I can't eat butter still, because, well, I don't eat butter by the block anyway, but I can't eat butter in terms of I can't have it on toast because it makes me feel sick. I can't have scrambled eggs because the yolk is too rich. So if you want eggs, go for egg whites. Because I mean, it might be different for you, but I found them too rich and I just couldn't. I just felt sick. Oh my god, this can't. Yeah, I just felt sick after it. So it's up to you whether you feel like. I mean, I do think trying things, seeing if they work for you, trial and error, I like to call it, is the best, is a good, also a very good way of dealing with that situation. Um, so, oh, she's playing with a straw, and I was like, what's she doing? Um, yeah, so that's what I would suggest. I also then it went into soft food. So soft food was where I struggled. So soft food, you can have things like shepherd's pie, fish pie, anything really soft. So you could have bolognese, but I would overcook the pasta if you're going to have pasta. I can't tolerate pasta. It looks like she's going to fall over backwards off the thing, which is so only just sat on it. What are you doing, love? Are you being cute? It's really cute. She's my little monster. Anyway, my emotional support cat, basically. I think that's not what I bought her for, but I'm a bit dependent on her. She's been really good during this process. So if you have an animal, keep them close because they're very good support, even when they don't know it. Anyway, soft food stage I found the most difficult. My stomach couldn't cope with a lot of things. I didn't keep food down very well this stage. And this stage is 2 weeks. I spent, I'd say, out of the 14 days, 12 days not keeping food down. I think I had 2 good days. So be really, really gentle moving on to the stage. I would slowly transition from puree to soft food. I would go for something very not overly exciting, probably something like a plain bolognese that's just tomato, mince, really not too many really rich spices, light spices and things like that you can put in, but just keep it light. Or you can have overcooked, like cook your rice but cook it really, really well, so it's sort of more mushy. It sounds really gross, but it's actually fine. If you've got a rice cooker, it's the best way, hands down. And jasmine rice is really good for that. But you won't find that you'll eat much of the rice. So like maybe even just go for the mince. Because protein, you are thinking about protein at this stage, and this is where you have to really keep at it. So yeah, I had a really difficult time, and this is where my recovery journey wasn't great. I spoke to my dietitian, I spoke to my nurses as well about it, and I was sort of like, it was really worrying because it didn't matter what time of day I was eating, I just couldn't keep it down. So it was a challenge. She's so noisy. But as I said, just keep it fairly mild. Don't do creamy sauces. Creamy sauces are rich and they're not very good for keeping your keeping food down. I found rich food really difficult to deal with. Same thing with like the egg yolk. Just stay away from creamy sauces. I found that soft cheese was okay in small doses. I could have a bit of that. So I would have soft cheese as a little bit of a sauce and water it down a bit as well. That seemed to be okay, but again, my stomach didn't really find it good. So by the time I got to solid stage, I was terrified of eating normal food. But I was sort of like, you know what? I need to do it. I need to try it. See, because I can't live how I'm living now. If I can't tolerate it, oh my god, she's so loud. If I can't tolerate it, then I can't tolerate it, and may have to just take it much slower than it's been told. But again, your body knows what it needs. You will listen to it. And I wish I'd listened to mine a bit more and gone back to sort of soups and much softer foods much earlier on. But it is what it is. I can't go back. But actually, my first day of solids, I was fine. I kept the food down. I mean, I had the tiniest amount. To be fair, what I had was a flatbread. It was what was called a light bite, because I went for a meal out with some friends, and the easiest thing was this light flatbread, because I really wanted something bready. I was craving it, but I had like, I think probably that much of it, like the inside, and that was all I ate the whole time. But it stayed down, and that was a miracle. I think I almost cried because I was so happy that I'd finally managed to keep food down, and it was more solid food and it was staying down. I still have days where I have a bad food day. I call it a bad food day because it just means that I know that it's not going to be good. But I do tend to wake up knowing I'm not going to have a good day with food. Because I end up waking up feeling a bit sick, or I eat something and it doesn't sit right. But I don't bring it up, but it just doesn't sit right. Even if it's yogurt. So it's fine. As long as I know it and I can plan around it, and then I will just be a bit kinder to myself. But I've only had 2 of those since I've been on solid food, and I've been on solid food for about 2 weeks ish. 3 weeks maybe, actually. Sorry. I'm really tired. It's the problem with this surgery is that you don't have a lot of energy because you're not eating a lot. So oh my gosh, so you do get really tired. But I'm back on all my tablets now, so my iron tablets to pick up. I might have to start having afternoon naps. Jesus, my eyes are all red. Anyway, but yeah, so those are the food stages. As I said, just be kind to yourself. Don't push yourself too hard. It's not worth it. Otherwise, you'll have the stage like I did with the soft food and not keep it down. I'm fine now. I'm fully fine now. And I'm going to do, my next video is going to be a post-op update, which I'm probably going to film now because it's easier. I'm in the mode to film, and I want to get these out, and I'm sad that it's taken me so long to get these videos out. I have been streaming, but I just haven't had the energy to sit down and chat to a camera. Anyway, I hope this information is really useful for you if you are deciding to go through this surgery, or you're considering it, or you know someone who's considering it. Please share as you need to. It is a very personal journey, so your journey will be different to mine. But if I can give some tips and tricks as I go, for those who are going to go through the surgery or are contemplating it, then I am always happy to provide that information. So yeah. So my next video is going to be an update on how I am now, how much weight I've lost, and all of that. So I didn't want to go too much into that this video. And then I think I'm going to do the risks video, but I need to make more notes on that one, so that might take a little bit longer to come out rather than me just sitting here raw without having a notepad with bullet points of what things I want to say, because if I've missed something I will just put it in another video. Anyway, I hope this was informative for you. Thank you all for watching if you've watched this far, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!